Now the question is, uh-oh. What the freak is this? What is this music? Dagon is a faithful interaction adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Hey, yo, what? No, my brother, what? During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow... Is the game too loud? The game is very loud. Okay, the game is very loud. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Okay, some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find those secrets, focus your eyes and look for the Elder Sign. Hold on. That audio. You know what? About 70. That also means I need to turn the game back up. There we go. All right. Also, can I change my camera sensitivity? How about that? There we go. That feels better. Oh wait, I actually am limited. Wait, frick, I'm actually limited.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
I'm sorry. Excuse me,
Do
brother
not
man.
think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Brother, we could go to therapy. We can go to... Morphine. Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and was routinely administered to treat severe pain during the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, and World War I, 1914 to 1918. It was also sold without restriction until 1914. That is not good. That's not good. Morphine became more popular after the invention of the hypodermic syringe around 1854. Frederick I don't know how to say that, Sertner, who first isolated the substance, originally named it morphium, after Morpheus, the Greek god associated with dreams. At the time when Dagon was published, morphine abuse, known as soldier's disease, also posed a big problem in the United States. Okay, I did not know that. You can read the discovered trivia immediately or go back to them later in the main menu, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I got it. Okay, what's this? I have a pen.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Okay. Oh, freak! What was that? Dadgummit!
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Okay, I guess. What is this? The Huns. Oh, Asian nomads. The Huns were still, wait, the Huns were still a thing? Oh. The freedom of the person was clear to breach. Okay, well, okay. Trivia.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
That's not good. That is not good. Oh, okay, we gotta go here. Okay.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never
Right.
a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
See, here's what I think. How on earth can you tell that?
Of the
gonna be a shark,
longitude,
isn't there?
I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
So I'm out here by myself. Oh, look at that. The moon. So we're going to the moon.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun,
No, that's
waiting
not-
either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Right. Oh. Water.
But neither ship nor land appeared,
Oh,
and I began to
no.
despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
I'm actually like dead looking up at the sun.
The change happened whilst I slept.
What do you mean the change?
Its details
happened?
I shall never know. For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
What the freak?
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Yeah, I would be too if I saw
For
this.
there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
The sounds.
As I crawled
the
into the
sounds.
stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Right.
Through
that
some
being-
unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
What the
So
frick is
great
that?
was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean,
Hey, yo!
straining my ears as I might.
Do you not see what I'm looking at right now? Do you not see that gigantic thing moving up and down?
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Brother man, do you not? Oh, hey, look at that. The mystery of volcanic islands. Volcanic eruptions sometimes result in the creation of islands. Most of them are transient and erode after some time, but some prove permanent. The floating pumice, porous rock created when superheated pressurized rock is ejected from a volcano can move across long distances and transport barnacles and macroalgae. I'm not a marine biologist, that cling to it. In 2001, rafts of pumice created during the eruption of a volcano near Tonga, Polynesia, eventually reached Australia. Wow. Oh, neato. That's actually pretty cool. I learned something new.
For several hours, I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Okay.
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made
Understandable.
for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
Right. Yeah, we ain't going that way. For multiple reasons, we're not going that way. Now, on the other hand, that way seems better.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
Okay.
The odor
Wait,
of the
3
fish was
days?
maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
3 days? 3 days you've been sitting out here, dude?
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
What the frick is that? What the frick is this? What the heck are those? What are those? What the frick are those? Excuse me? Oh, that's a humpback. Oh, that's a whale. Oh, that's not a humpback. That's a whale. I don't know what, are this like king crab legs? What the frick am I looking at? Oh, nah.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still traveled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
What the freak is this? What are we on top of a giant octopus? No.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound,
4
which turned out to
days?
be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Well, honestly, that's
An
understandable.
intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface.
Okay.
Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
Understandable. At least you don't have to worry
I
about
know
any
not why my
predators,
dreams were
I
so
think.
wild that night.
Right.
But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain,
Can I see anything? I cannot.
I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such
Right.
visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again.
Fair,
And in
I
the glow
guess.
of the moon, I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day.
Why?
Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
Oh.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
Right. Okay.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me.
Right.
But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night. Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost, and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
What the freak? What's that light? What's that light?
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
Is that moon gonna get any higher? Nope, okay.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent. Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
Okay. Dude.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps where no light had yet penetrated. All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
Okay.
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
Right. Can I not go any further? Is that an option? Is that an option? Can I not go any further?
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
That is more than just a stone, my friend.
But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
Thank you.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Okay. Any secrets? No?
For despite its enormous magnitude and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures.
Oh.
Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Right. Can I? Oh, okay, guess we're going forward. That's great. Hey,
now
water!
Near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm.
What the frick is that?
And revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions, and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith.
Yeah, no kidding.
On whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
You see, it's at times like these when you just go away.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me, and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books. Consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like.
Okay.
Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world, but whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Yeah, you know what? Storytelling methods. Diagram contains many things. Storytelling methods telling the story. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Plainly visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré. I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men.
Were those what we saw
But
earlier?
the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying
the ones with the
homage at
claws?
some monolithic shrine, which appeared to be under the waves as well. Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint, grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Oh, that's
They were
not.
damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips, glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background, for one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Oh,
I remarked,
wow.
as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
What was that noise? What was that noise? Hey, yo, what was that noise? Hey, yo.
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
So what? What?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface,
Hey!
the thing slid into view above the dark waters. Vast, Polyphemus-like and loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith, about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
Oh, I'm drifting out. I'm drifting out. I'm drifting out. I'm drifting out.
I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the slope and cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
You went back? You went back?
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
Wow. Yeah, now I know why this man's about to throw himself out of the window, I think.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
Oh, and blacking out. And blacking out.
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital.
Oh, I'm alive!
Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
Alright, fair enough.
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
Understandable. What is this? The journalist. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. Oh. Yeah. H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, Howard was a skilled works. Okay. Okay. Anything else I need to be concerned about? Oh, wait, what is this? In defense. Oh, dang it. And I know Lovecraft released a series of 3 essays that. Oh. Collection in defense of the dead. Oh, okay. I'm learning more about H.P. Lovecraft. Oh, hello. The atheist. Lovecraft considered himself an atheist and absolute materialist, which he attributed partly to his early childhood interest in astronomy and science in general, in his own words. Okay. Anything else? No? No weird symbols? No? Okay. Why'd that open by itself? Hey, why'd that open by itself? Okay, we're getting up.
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient...
Oh. What's this? Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that. No, Frank, I didn't mean to do that.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Understandable, I guess. So this was kind of like his precursor to Cthulhu. Ah, Frank, who did that? Whoa, whoa, was that Snowball? Oh, freak. Hey, Pug, how you doing? Are you gonna say something, or are you mute now? Hi, Pug, how you doing? Welcome in. Little late start, but you know, we're here. Oh, we're back
night,
here.
Especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing. I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave. So now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Buddy, we can talk about... Buddy, hey, come on, man. You can talk to people. I mean, Lovecraft on tobacco and alcohol. Wait, HP Lovecraft was on tobacco? Well, okay. Oh, yes, fair enough. And
often,
there he is.
I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm, a mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man of war.
Oh, sun and moon
This
are
I
going
ask
crazy.
myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
The end is near. I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it. It shall not find me. God, that hand! The window! The window!
Okay. Okay. So I guess should take it back. So let me get this straight. Dude kind of lost his mind because he was lost at sea, probably got, a fever of some kind. He went out, he had this dream. Next thing you know, he woke up in the hospital. He had to describe the horrors that he saw, but no one would. What the frick is this?
And scary stories have been accompanying men for centuries. They have many faces and forms. But what is their purpose? Why do we enjoy being afraid so much? During our therapy, I'll try to get
so serious. There it is. Oh, morphine. Oh, I missed a few? Okay, well, I guess we'll... You know what? Okay. You know what? Not that bad of